Hello everybody, welcome to John Hyatt. I'm the coach on the square, the coach for life, your coach for life. And this is my space where I do my coaching. I work with executives, couples, individuals who are trying to up their game and empower themselves for their best leadership relationships in life. So I'm glad that you all came tonight. This is a donation basis class, so there is a blue bowl right there by the door. I appreciate your exchange of energy and your generous donation on the way out or whenever you like. So thank you in advance for that. What we'll do to get started is to, well, first let me lay a couple ground rules. There's some new people. There really aren't any ground rules per se, other than we do demonstrate respect for everybody. So if you have a comment, allow me to finish my train of thought and then indicate to me that you have something to add. Definitely will open up things for you to discuss. And this is a active class. We learn so much from each other, more so from each other than you hear from me up here doing this, and I think that's one of the benefits of this class. Why don't we start here and just go around, just say your name, no paragraphs, no long stories, but if there's something you're working on, something you'd like to talk about tonight, or something you would like us to celebrate with you, please share that with us, and we'll start here.
Hi, my name is Akeisha. I used to come to this class like about 2 or 3 years ago, and I just felt like I needed to come back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
My name is Tiffany, and Akeisha invited me, so I'm just open for the experience.
I'm Arch, and I'm here to try to continue on the journey and the search. I'm hitting a few milestones in personal achievements, and just continuing to move on forward.
Great.
I'm Elise, and I am working on peace in the process.
Charlene Shockley, and I'm going to give kudos to this wonderful lady because I don't know if she was on Facebook. She was top team person for her brokerage. I'm so proud of her because I know she wouldn't say it herself.
I forgot.
She's so good. So I'm just so proud of Christina.
Oh,
She's
you're so sweet,
I just want to
Charlene.
let you know I honor her and I just say, hey, go girl.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Art Link, and I'm a newbie to this class, my first time here.
Welcome.
I guess it's the first time for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Welcome, Art.
And I'm Christine Torella, and I'm here to learn what you are teaching tonight.
David Clark, and something wonderful will come of this.
Thank you.
I'm Judy Johnston, been here a few times, but it's been, what, 2-3 years ago, and wanted to come hear what you had to say.
Great. Thank you, Judy.
And I'm Gina, and I'm just happy to be here and celebrate the new office decor.
Thank
Classroom
you. Thank
decor.
you, Gina.
I'm Kara. I'm in a huge transition right now, but one step happened since I was here last time. I got settled in a new place, and this is my new roommate.
I'm Suzanne, and yeah, Kara asked me to come along, and I said, sounds like a good idea.
Great.
And I'm Jenna, and I'm happy because my buddy Nina's with me tonight. And I'm Nina, and I'm here for the first time for the experience.
Great. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Give yourself a hand. That's the first thing we do is celebrate where we are, because it's where we are, and we're not supposed to be anywhere else other than right where we are. If we were supposed to be somewhere else, we would be there. And that's true physically with where you live, where you work, where you play, your current relationships, the current money in your bank, the current family that you have, the current friends, and the sum total of your life experience that you've had to date. We can't change anything about that. We can resist it, we can fight it, we can hate it, but we can't change anything about it. What we do get from it all is energy. energy that vibrates within us gets us either lined up or out of alignment with what we want. And that's the whole key, is the question of what is it that you want? Are you really clear on what you want? And is your energy aligned with what you want? We can be really focused on what we don't want by the type of words we use to describe it, by our attachment to it. Sometimes we can be attached to what we don't want because we don't want it so bad. We don't want it so bad that the energy we've created around it attaches it to us to it. We might as well, be linked to it with a chain, because it feels like a chain. Anytime we attach that type of energy, that type of sentiment to something that we don't want, we carry it around. It's heavy. We don't sleep well at night. We don't play well with others. We don't feel well physically. We wonder why other things in our life are not moving along, why other things we're just not firing on all cylinders, our cornbread's not done in the middle, whatever it might be. Okay? We wonder why these things are the way they are. And it's all about us. It's only about us. Because it's only us that we have an impact to change. It is only us, ourselves, that we have any control over and 100% responsibility for. Did you know that no one else is responsible for your state of mind, your state of health, your state of money, your state of love, your state of success, your state of failure? Nobody else is responsible. And one thing that we see a lot in today's world is many people run away from responsibility. In fact, they'll assign responsibility to everybody else but themselves. I'm going to blame the president, Congress, the Russians, my mother, the bank, my kids, my dog, traffic, the city of Atlanta. We're going to point the finger at every single thing except here, where the only impact of power is right here. And again, the heaviest thing we can do is have that attachment to things outside of us. Attachment. Attachment is powerful. And a lot of times it's subconscious because it's habitual. We get attached, we identify beliefs, emotions, and energy on things, people, past experiences. Things, people, experiences, beliefs. A belief is a practiced thought. A belief is a practiced thought. A belief is a practiced thought. Why did I say that 3 times? So you start to identify and you start to think about not just what am I thinking, but what do I believe? Because that belief is what cements the energy. We have passing thoughts all the time, most of which we have some control over consciously, but our minds are designed and created to be thinking all the time, even when we're sleeping. Okay? That's going to happen. So it's not about controlling your thoughts. It's about paying attention to your thoughts and limiting the amount of time on the stage that a thought exists. Or limiting the number of times you think about the thought. Okay, and going, oh, there's a thought. Oh, no, is that what I want or don't want? Nope, don't want it. Okay, goodbye. Exit stage left. Okay, replace with this thought. It's key to replace your thoughts. When we're so attached to different things going on and the energy is so strong, we can't possibly conceive of a different belief to have or a different thought to have. Somebody hurt us. And they hurt us in just the way we look at how they hurt us. We've created a story. We've crafted it. Some of these stories have been going on for years. And it's all right here, exactly what happened, who did it, why they did it, how we felt about it, their intention around it, what it really means about us, and we attach all this significance to it. We create the story. And that story thrives in us, and this attachment encourages us to, oh, let me tell you my story. Let me tell you how I got screwed over. Okay, and who screwed me over, and how they screwed me over, and why they screwed me over, and when they screwed me over. Okay, and we cement to that story as if it's rock solid truth. And it's only our perspective. It's not all true at all. But we make it true because we define it. The definition establishes whether it's truth or not. Somebody may have had no intentions whatsoever of hurting us. But that's not what our perspective is. And if our perspective is that they did have an intention to hurt us, the other person can't even change that perception. They can apologize, they can say they're sorry, they can bend over backwards to make amends, but where does forgiveness come from? It comes from us. Okay? It comes from within us. And until we extend it, we carry the chain around. That's why forgiveness is for us. Somebody might not even care if you forgive them. They've gone on. They have moved on. Trust me. All the people that we give energy to, all the people we think are spending all their time thinking about us, talking about us, whining about us, dreaming about us, whatever it is, they're not. They don't care. They don't care.
It's a harsh reality.
That is a harsh reality. But therein is the truth. But see, this is another way we create this attachment. Our attachment comes from our ego. And our egos are so huge, so attention starved, so attention deficit. Our egos have such an attention deficit that it must be about us because we're important. It must be about us. Somebody's actions, somebody else's emotions, somebody else's behaviors must be about us. And we make that leap. And we practice that thought long enough to believe it. And hence is the attachment. And it's got us literally by the throat. Until we start to pay attention to that and go, whoa, isn't this interesting? Always the first expression to ask yourself. Isn't this interesting that I'm thinking this way? Isn't it interesting that I believe that somebody is actually thinking about me all the time? What does that say? Is it true? Do I know that for sure? What evidence do I have to even believe it? Okay? And you start to create the little shifts, 1 degree of shifts. I'm just going to ask you to do 1 degree shift. Because life is a process. You know, that's why I put this turtle out here in the middle. Turtles they move pretty slow.
That one especially.
Okay? that one especially. Absolutely. Turtles move very slow. They're very deliberate. They don't put their foot down anywhere by accident. Okay? But they move very slow. But they always get where they're going, unless they're trying to cross a busy road. Okay? But it's about being present in the moment and going, how do I shift this energy? How can I shift this belief? What if I can shift my belief just 1 degree and create some change in this situation? Not geez, why can't the other person shift 1 degree? Why can't the other person see it my way? Why can't the other person give me? Why can't the other person recognize? How come that person has never apologized? Okay? And it's those questions that our ego thinks it has to satisfy. Because we're all important. It must be about us that they haven't.
Well, a person that thinks like that is extremely self-involved. I mean, you think that, okay, remember when they used to think the earth was flat? And everybody swore there was a flat? Well, you know what? We found out it wasn't. Well, the earth does not revolve around you. You're just another cog in the wheel.
Right.
Anybody that thinks like that has got more than just an issue of it. The problem is because you're so self-absorbed, you think everything's about you.
Absolutely.
And it is not.
Right.
What's about you is you are about you, and that's it.
Right. Thank you, Arch. And Arch just nailed it. Nothing else is about us except us. Okay? And a lot of this is subconscious. We grow up, we will observe parents, we observe siblings, we observe friends, we see it on TV, wherever, and we soak this up stuff. Oh, this is the way it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be angry because this happened, so I better act angry because I'm supposed to. And you know what? Other people are going to expect me to be angry about this, expect me to have a certain story to tell. Okay? And all of that can sabotage and create our attachment too. Because the more I identify, we have thoughts, we have beliefs, and then we start to identify with them. Meaning, we attach significant meaning to what whatever it is, means about us. If I have a certain experience, then I identify with that experience, meaning that's just the way I am, and I am the way I am because of that. That's just the way I am. Oh, I've been through a divorce. That's just the way I am. Oh, I got released from a job. That's just the way, hey, somebody treated me this, just the way I am. But the key is to start to pay attention to that and say, no, it has nothing. You aren't just the way you are, unless you choose to be. And this is where the power comes to shift this. Wait a minute. I'm done. Erase it, see?
We went from choice
I
to
don't want to
choose.
identify with that. We're free to choose.
Exactly.
We're free to choose. But if we're too attached, we don't think we're free. The attachment robs us of our freedom. Because I'm supposed to be a certain, I deserve to be a certain way. I have a right to be a certain way. You darn right you do. Absolutely you have a right. And you have a right to attract, like a magnet, everything that comes with that belief system. Every person that comes along with that belief system. All of the blockages that comes with that belief system. And so the question I want to ask you tonight is what do you want to let go of so you can grab on to something else? So you can grab on to something else that has meaning, impact, significance, that feels good. So not only is it about release and let go, but it's about open for the new. What new do you want? What new do you want? And one of the first questions to ask yourself is, do you want what you currently have? Do you want the old? I remember being in a situation where I was transitioning from point A to point B. And after experiencing A, it just did not feel good. All right? First thing I did was, wow, John, you own that feeling. How long has that feeling been around? How long have you had the same similar thought and belief pattern? David, there's some chairs behind the door, brother. How long has that been around? And what do I want to feel instead? What new belief do I want to feel instead? Now here's the thing, our minds aren't used to developing new thoughts and ideas very quickly. Okay? And it takes a deliberate effort to go, this is my old thought, my old belief, my old story, and I get this result from it every time. I'm finally taking responsibility that it really doesn't feel good, it holds me back, it makes me unavailable, okay, for what I really want. And I finally want to assume responsibility for changing it. Because doesn't it get tired to hold on to old stuff? Okay.
Yes.
But it's always divine time and order when it comes time for us to let it go, because it was divine time and order when we started thinking and believing it in the first place, because this is really just all about growth and human experience and movement anyway. So we don't have to feel bad about any aspect of this. In fact, when you dive in and embrace it and go, oh, this is the first gift we can give ourselves is, oh man, thank God I'm human. Thank God I was designed as a human being, never meant to be perfect. Okay, and Vince Lombardi said, we're going to relentlessly chase perfection, knowing that we can't attain it. But by pursuing perfection relentlessly, we may capture excellence. Okay, so you take the pressure off trying to be perfect, and you allow yourself just become a work in process, moving towards excellence.
But see, when it comes back to, you were talking about the movement and all that, even things that aren't good for us are familiar. It's our familiarity with everything. We have a comfort zone.
Sure.
Even if it's not good, believe me, I can tell you, a lot of years of being miserably comfortable.
Sure.
I love misery. I just love it. People get around me, I make them I become miserable because of it. But it's when but it's
come on in.
But it's just
David,
how,
can you grab another? Excuse me, Art. David, can you grab another chair? Yes.
You're fine.
Go ahead, Art. Sorry about that.
See, even if you know, even that you know that it's not good for you, but it's your familiarity.
Sure.
I lived like that for a long time.
Yeah.
And I get out of it, but then I pull myself back into it because that's the familiarity issue is just horrible with us.
Right.
Even though we want to reach, but some of us can't.
Right.
Because we come back because of the insecurities.
And that's the truth, because when we form these attachments, we start swimming in it.
Welcome.
We start swimming in the oceans of our attachments. And it's like, whoop, out of the pool, okay? Get out of the pool. We don't want to get out of the pool because we're having a good time. We've got our stories. We get the results. We get our attention. We get whatever we get. Okay, because we're getting something that we perceive or think is valuable. Okay, but that's the mind trick too. All right, it's not valuable. It's certainly less valuable than the opposite would be. All right, but we're swimming in that pool because it's comfortable, it's routine, it's habitual, and we're just used to reacting within the same pool. That's when you got to say, no, no more. I want something new. I intend to pursue perfection but capture excellence. I know that something has not been lined up in me. Who's had that feeling? I know that something's just not right. Okay? All right? And that feeling typically lasts for years. Okay? So if you have any of those feelings, just go, man, what do I want? What if I can change this? If I thought it was possible to change it, how would that make me feel? What is my responsibility? What new thought, what new beliefs can I start to shift? When I went through a spiritual path transition, I was coming out of a very structured religious path, went through some life experiences, and started to realize that my previous path wasn't a spiritual fit for me anymore. Okay? And I wanted something different. I didn't know exactly what I wanted. Okay? And that's okay. You don't have to have clearly what you want. I didn't really know what I wanted. All I knew is what I wanted different. So the first thing I did was release any judgment on what I used to have. Instead, I honored it as being perfect, as being divine. Nothing was wrong. All I realized was I wanted something new and different in my spiritual path that was a better fit for me, that improved my connection to my source. So I'm like, well, I get to swim in a new ocean, okay, to help me figure out what it is I really want. And I'm going to trust that I'm being divinely led. So I allowed myself to go through that transition free of any judgment against what I used to think or believe spiritually, and wide open and available for new spiritual values and new spiritual beliefs. That created the biggest opportunity. Because what we're trying to do is overcome these blockages to where we're unavailable, these things that make us unavailable for what we want, by identifying them, getting over them, and moving to a place of availability. We can be unavailable in the way we think, the way we feel. A lack of skills can make us unavailable. A lack of knowledge can make us unavailable. A lack of awareness can make us unavailable. So the thing is you can focus in on what you want to be available for right now in the present moment. It's the only place to make it work. So right now, be available here. And that means putting your mental attention on it, your spiritual attention, listening, paying attention, focusing, maybe writing things down, or just looking for things to process and to be open and to come into your mind to give you your own insight. But see, what happens is we'll go to a meeting or a seminar or whatever, or at work, whatever, even with friends, out with friends, and we're completely unavailable to what's going on in that moment because we're thinking about what happened an hour before or last week, or what's going to happen next week or an hour later from now. And that takes us out of the present moment. And it takes our functions and capabilities out. Well, attachments do the same thing. They make us unavailable. If I'm attached to an old relationship from my past, let's say I'm attached to an ex-wife, an ex-spouse, an ex-partner, whatever, and I have all this energy still going back. Oh, but in my mind, I'm looking for new love and a new relationship, and I'm putting it out there, and I'm meeting new people. Well, good for that. You would want to keep doing that. All right? But in that situation, my energy looking back to the old past relationship has blocked any new doors from being open and from me being available to somebody new. In fact, somebody new can walk right by me who would be a great fit for me. But I don't even see them because I'm telling you about my ex and about how they screwed me over and how it didn't work out and how woe is me, there's not enough men or women in Atlanta to date anyway, and you know, whatever kind of story about a relationship I want to make up. Okay? But that's what I have to cut. I have to cut. Get a pair of scissors and start cutting those attachments. What attachments do you have at work that get in the way of you showing up completely available for your client? Or completely available for a sales presentation? Are you available for confidence? open conversation, sharing of knowledge? Can the client say no without it being devastating to you? If a client can't say no to you without it being devastating to your esteem, to your work, to your lifestyle, to the way you dress, you're unavailable for making a sales presentation. Because I'm scared going in the door. Okay? If I start to identify that and say, am I showing up available? How am I showing up? How am I showing up? Oh, I've got all these thoughts and beliefs and these things going on. Does that make me available or unavailable? What do I want? I want to be available. What do I want? I want to feel confident making the presentation. I want to be able to flow. I want to have my facts down. I want to feel good. Okay, how do I become available for that? I release and let go. I trust. This isn't the only person I have to do business with. Oh, I'm going to read up on the product knowledge so I can answer any questions. Oh, I'm going to practice with a coworker things that I can do when the client brings up objections or questions about the product. And so I go from being unavailable to becoming available in a completely different way. And so by doing that, I start to cut my attachments to the old energy, to the ball and chain, to ego saying, if you don't get the sale, it means you suck. Okay? Or it means you need to go do something else, or that you picked the wrong product, or you picked the wrong business, or you picked the wrong clothes to wear, or you can't speak well in front of others. Okay? And so that creates the shifts, is when you start to move through that and figure that stuff out. Somebody had something over here.
Where I was
You did.
David.
I think in the last couple of months I have learned that I can make something old new.
Make it what?
New.
Tell us how.
By changing how I was and being unavailable to being available with the same situation, but just a different mindset of even though, because I've been going here and we've been talking about cutting, and then I realized that there are some things that you don't want to cut, but you also want to change how you are to make it be truthful for you to yourself.
Right.
Take the fear away and say what you really want to feel.
So can you be more specific and just briefly share what was the old belief that you wanted to change?
My old belief is, as you know, I didn't like it here. And I think I found every excuse not to like it here. I just didn't, I realized I did not make myself available for anything that Atlanta had to offer.
Okay, hold that thought. So, this is a really good example of how we in our minds can get fixed on a belief or a story, a practice thought that becomes the belief, that becomes the attachment to hating it here. How many people have ever hated a location? Okay. Okay. Yeah, you name it. Okay. And what kind of energy does that create? Negative, low energy. It shuts things down. Am I motivated to go out and explore? Am I motivated to go meet people? Am I motivated to go look for new opportunities? A new church? A new club? A new hiking trail? Okay? A new person? Whatever. So that energy can really stifle our movement down. That simple thing of saying, I hate Atlanta. Okay? All right, go ahead.
And John, what I didn't realize by me saying that is that I end up hating everybody.
Big spillover effect.
Running over. And without even realizing, because I'm concentrating only on Atlanta, but it's affecting so many things. You know, even I coach basketball, and last year I did it because I didn't like it here. I cheated the team. So this year I came with a new attitude. I just changed my mindset, and we went undefeated. We won our district championship.
Congrats.
Same girls.
Awesome.
But different, just a different attitude. And making myself more available. And not cheating myself, because I realized the only person I cheated was myself.
So this is great. I mean, this is classic. So what new belief did you adopt, David, to replace the old belief that created this more availability? Because your old belief was you hated Atlanta, right?
The new belief is using different words, different thought, changing the thought process. And I had this guy say something to me. I said something to a group I went to that was, I didn't even realize what he said. It was strong what he said. And he was saying, you know, you sit in your car, and you've got your two rear view mirrors, and then you've got your present, and you got your front. And he said, do you ever realize that the two mirrors on the side are so small? He said, this is why we only look, just to look to make sure we can change our path. It's the only thing you should concentrate on is on the present and the glass in front of you. I was like, man, they are small. I never realized that they are. They're not bigger than the front window, you know. And it kind of just changed. It wasn't a big change. It's just a little thing. You know, it just changed my relationship at work, my daughter, my wife. I say it's amazing what fear of not saying what you want to say, and then just being open to really what you want.
Right. Okay. Great example.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. That's a perfect example of how powerful that energy is, because really all we're talking about is energy. And how that low energy mindset, that negative, sometimes we call it mindset. And why is it negative? Because it's closed. We're closed. If I'm hating on Atlanta, if I'm hating my job, if I'm hating my wife or my kids, or whatever it is that's going on, I am closed. And all that energy is in here. And that has a huge spillover effect. Thank you. Don't doubt for a second that the current status of your relationships has, or lack of relationship, if you have low energy around that too, has a spillover effect on how you show up at work. Okay? How you show up with your friends, your health, how well you sleep, name it. Okay? That type of energy restricts. And like I said, didn't you feel like stuck, smothered? Smothered. Okay? Can't move, no movement. When David said, this doesn't work for me anymore, this doesn't feel good, oh, look at the results this is getting for me. Do I want different results? He finally said, I want different results. What can I do? I'm going to change how I think about Atlanta. How I think about being here. I'm going to be present in the moment and put my attention and energy there and look for things that feel good. And that's the single most thing you can do, best thing you can do to lift yourself up out of anything is go, I'm thankful for where I am right now. Oh, look at this, look at that. Isn't that nice over there? Isn't this nice over here? And the more you do that, the more you increase that, the higher your vibration works, the more you feel, the more open you become. the more available you become, the different type of results you start to get. And congratulations on that shift. And sometimes it can just take a small shift like that. That's why I say, I'm not asking anybody to climb Mount Everest here today. Okay? But there's something to be said when you can look at your Mount Everest and say, move. I love that parable in the Bible when Jesus says, if you have the faith of the size of a mustard seed, you say to the mountain, move, and it will be moved. Okay? That's all it takes, is that 1 degree to say, move. Old story, move. Old belief, move. Old energy, move. I'm ready to move. I'm ready for something different. I don't have to figure it out. I trust that I'm being divinely led. What I do know is that I'm taking 100% responsibility, and I do know that what's currently happening, or what happened way back in the past, doesn't work for me anymore. So I am done. I'm done.
But that's the thing, you just said it. I don't have to figure it out.
No.
Because if you do, you're making your story.
Thank you. I can start to get attached to all the information I think I have to have in order to take the first step. Oh, I can't, gee, I'd love to do that, but I can't take the first step without A, B, C, D. I got to have this first. I can't heal. I will easily get over this when this person tells me they're sorry. Hello? Okay?
You may be miserable for a long time.
Absolutely. That's when I say, wait a minute. No. That person doesn't ever have to say they're sorry. I'm the one who's going to say, I'm sorry for an attachment I had that doesn't feel very good and that kept me stuck, and I'm ready to set myself free. So I am forgiving that person. I'm accepting and allowing for them to never ask me for forgiveness. That's dramatic for a lot of people. Because we get attached. Our ego gets attached that you deserve that apology. You're owed that apology. And you can claim victimhood for the rest of your life if you never get it. You have a right. Everybody will get it. Everybody will nod ahead in agreement with you. Okay? No value. There's no value in that.
It's just a feel-good thing.
But yeah, well, it doesn't even feel good. It's all ego-based. It doesn't even legitimately feel good.
Well, it makes the person, if they can get you to say, I'm sorry to you, it's just like, it boosts, it seems like some people, they need that so they can boost their
Well, and that's what I say. All that makes all the validation outside of me. But if I go to the point where I don't need that validation, you know what? Everybody, people do not have to agree with us. They don't have to agree. Watch somebody that you've had a disagreement with, have a fresh new disagreement with you, and you just say, oh, that's okay. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. I have a certain opinion. Somebody wants to get up and do this. You've got that opinion. Well, you need to justify it, defend it, and tell me all about it. And no, you should have this opinion instead. And you can just look at that person. Oh, thank you, but it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. I release you from agreement. Let's go get a cup of coffee. Okay? Play that game with somebody that you know and just watch the things shift. Because what am I doing? Number one, I'm taking responsibility. I'm honoring what I want. Number two, I'm honoring myself. That demonstrates respect. Number three, I'm honoring them. Why can't they have the opinion that they have? Do they have to agree with me? No. Okay. Hey, it's okay. We don't have to agree. And that opens things up. It's all about getting open and getting movement. So what are we moving to? What do you guys want? What kind of goal do you want? Dream big. Anybody dreaming big out there? Who's dreaming big?
I'm trying.
Somebody give me a dream they're working on.
Lottery.
That's a big one.
With the winning lottery numbers.
Yeah.
I need 5 out of I can get one, but give me the other 5.
Give you the other 5.
That Powerball.
With the Powerball number, that's right. Who's working on a dream? David.
Multiple houses.
Multiple houses.
Yeah.
How many?
3.
3.
We have 2 now.
As rental income.
No, just places to
Just
go.
places to go. Ownership.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's awesome.
All right.
I turned my condo into an Airbnb.
Okay. You did turn it, or you are turning
I
it?
did this month, and March 1st, February 28th, I did it.
Excellent.
And,
Excellent.
this weekend I'm staying with my daughter's house. I got nowhere to stay.
Just want to make sure you pay
But you're
tonight.
making money, right?
I'm making money.
You can crash on the couch at your daughter's house.
That's right, you better like
I
it,
got
man.
like 4 or 5 people who already reserved my place, and I'm like, wow.
Excellent.
But
Who else has got a
They've
dream?
been doing it for so long, but I just did it.
Who
Yeah,
else is dreaming?
I can use my house as for the homeless because I got a 4-bedroom house. I live by myself. So.
You could do Airbnb at your
There you
place.
go.
Huge business, man.
What do you got, Keisha?
I want to be financially independent. I want to work
There we go.
for myself and make my own passion, make me money.
Okay, great. Awesome. Yes.
I moved to the United States 4 years ago, and last 2 years I'm working on my CPA, and I'm almost there.
Excellent.
So that's one.
Okay, great. Awesome. Who else?
Challenging, but.
I had to
Nina.
go to Costco today and pick something up, and when I picked it's pictures, and I went down the aisle of the big, really beautiful appliances, and I played with and looked at a $3,800 refrigerator. I've never done that before because I've always rented, and I've always been stuck with these really crappy appliances. This was the most amazing refrigerator. And I let myself look at it, and it's like, maybe one day I might actually have a house and have an amazing refrigerator.
Okay.
One day.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You will.
Say you will.
A dishwasher
I
too.
will have that
In
refrigerator.
fact, she has it already.
Yes, she does.
I have this refrigerator in the house of my dreams already.
That's all you have is the refrigerator.
That's okay.
Trust me,
If
if
you
she's
keep
got
food in the
that
house,
refrigerator, she's got
You're right,
all
she
sorts.
can
Yeah.
sit there.
Who else is dreaming? Judy.
I'm doing some renovations and I'm dreaming about fixing my driveway, replacing my oven. There's just a whole list.
Awesome.
Dreams.
Awesome.
It's a
New.
dream. It's all
New
Yes.
stuff at the house. New surroundings.
Yeah, we're working on the down.
Excellent. Excellent. Who else wants to share?
I am.
Karen.
I'm trying to recreate myself, and I'm applying for jobs that are not what my norm is. And I have a second interview Wednesday for something that I would have never ever thought that would have come to fruition. So it's mine.
What kind of job is it?
It's a regional operations manager position.
Okay.
I've been in HR for the last 10 years, and I don't want to do that anymore.
Excellent.
So I don't have to.
Congratulations.
Sure.
Excellent. Yes.
I've always been an achiever, so I've always had a goal, knock it out, goal, knock it out. Now I'm learning to just be.
Yes.
All right.
Just be a human being instead of a human doing.
Because I have enough evidence to support that anything that I want, I've always acquired it. So what am I going after? Just be in it, it's gonna happen.
Yes. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, many of you've got dreams. We've all got something that we're working on. Give yourself permission to own it fully. Already, right now, in the present moment. It doesn't matter if it's a $3,800 refrigerator. Okay? The universe wants you to have the refrigerator of your dreams. That's why there's factories that make the refrigerator. That's why there's human beings who build the refrigerator. That's why there's human beings who will repair the refrigerator and deliver it to your door and sell it.
You can have it custom made.
Yeah, well, there
as
you go.
want.
But the thing is we think, oh, man, I could never. That's ridiculous for me to want that. It's a $3,800 refrigerator could be thought of as ridiculous in some people's minds. Is it ridiculous in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being honest.
Yeah, I
That
love
is
it.
an honest
But you can
statement.
have it anyway.
You can have it.
So I caught two things, maybe and the price tag.
Yeah.
Eliminate those two things. Never look at something in a monetary value. I'm looking at new camera gear right now because I'm working on my gallery prints, photographs for my gallery. And if I looked at the price of that camera, I'd have a heart attack. But I'm not doing that. I'm saying, okay, this is what I want. This is what will help me achieve my other goal, and I'm going to acquire this. And at some point in the very near future, they're going to show up. Now, I don't know how it's going to get paid for. I don't know where I'm going to buy it. Price tag really doesn't matter. But the main thing is, I know it's going to appear.
Is there something better?
Exactly.
Santa will bring it for you.
Never know.
Okay, but what David is talking about are very important steps. Because see, the first thing we do is we go to that, this is ridiculous. I could never. Or even if I did, I would never, because paying $300 for a refrigerator, or $150,000 on a sports car, or $500 on a nice watch that you've always wanted. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a 6 or 7 figure item. It can be something small, a new pair of shoes. Okay? And the instant that we start to think those old resistant thoughts, and typically it's our parents' voice running in the background that says, you can't afford that, you should do something else with your money instead. Okay, save it for a rainy day or whatever. Now, all of that is wise. It's wise to have a savings account. Okay? But the thing is, it's not about that. It's about the energy we attach around money and around things that cost money, or things that take energy, and things that and dreams we want to do. We instantly go to unworthy, not deserving, can't do it, not good enough, could never afford it. Oh, go do something else instead.
Lack.
What's that?
Lack.
Yeah.
That's the lack mentality.
It's
Well,
also fear.
Fear, thank you. Absolutely it's fear.
It is fear.
Because what if we do buy it?
How are we going to pay for it?
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, or we're afraid of the feeling that we're going to have if we buy it. We're going to have buyer's remorse. Oh, we're going to go home, get rid of buyer's remorse. If you buy something that you really want, give yourself permission to own it. And what is the abundance mindset thought that creates that room for you to have something that you really enjoy?
There's more than enough.
There's more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
We're never down to our last dollar. Never. But that's the story, that's the belief that we have. Okay? I'm certainly not encouraging anybody to be financially irresponsible.
Right.
Okay? That's different. But when you feel yourself dreaming, next time, that's why I love my magazine, The Rob Report.
Yes.
Okay? Because you want to get it for me, Gina? It's on my windowsill behind the couch.
Yeah.
Because it inspires dreaming for things that, okay?
When you look through that magazine, you'll notice two things. Besides the quality of the ads, there's never a price tag in those ads.
Many of them do not. Sometimes a little
A
article
little
will.
tiny thing in the bottom, but the bulk of them.
I hire $65 a year to subscribe to this. I know, right? See? I could throw a fit over $65, but I get such enjoyment out of this, it's priceless. And it's called the Rob Report, and it caters to the ultra super rich. You know, we're talking $100 million yachts. We're talking $400,000 Bentleys. We're talking, you know, $150,000 necklaces.
$5,000 bottle.
There's a
necklace.
Jacqueline Rose. I mean, look at that watch. That watch there is probably,
Yeah.
you know,
Judy wants the
I
jewelry.
like the jewelry.
5 feet.
How you call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is high quality stuff, but again, people design it, people make it,
People buy it.
people buy it, people sell it. There are whole industries. These are not just random things that the universe creates by itself. They're created with the resources in the universe, which tells you that there's more than enough in the universe for you to dream.
This is for you. I had a vision when you were talking about if you walked in there and you said, I'm going to go down the aisle and I'm going to play with it and I'm going to look at it. For me, when I heard you say that, I heard you plant the seed of desire. You were already imagining it in your life. Therefore, it's going to come. And I was thinking to myself, what is it going to look like the day when she gets the refrigeration?
Yeah.
Like, you better get over here off the old one.
Yeah.
And the overwhelming
Everybody
emotion
she knows will come see
of, oh my God, I have what I wanted, whether it be a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. You planted the seed.
That's good.
Do you have a dream board?
I do.
Is that refrigerator on it?
It's not, but it needs to be.
There you go.
Get on the dream board.
A dream board or vision board is a piece of poster board or whatever that you choose to put a photo or words or whatever it is about what you want that change your vibration. Okay? And by doing that, you do start to change your vibration, because the first question we ask ourselves whenever we kind of go out of this little box of constraint of belief is it out there?
Sure.
Is what I really want, the new job, the new refrigerator, really out there, okay? Because we can instantly go into it doesn't exist. Or is it out there for me? See, it doesn't exist for me. It exists for other people. Oh, absolutely. But does it exist for me? Okay? That's the first question, because if you don't believe that it's out there, and this is true about love, a new job, a new house, financial goals, whatever it is, a change in a relationship, if you don't believe it's possible, the door is already closed.
That's why I think it's not about the refrigerator for her. The $38 million for something else. But the refrigerator gave you some courage to do it. You know, you finally said, I'm going to touch that refrigerator and do what I got to, and just play with it. But then it's something else that you know you want to do, that you're holding yourself back on. And that was the first step. It's like the Airbnb. I've been wanting to do it, but I kept on saying, I don't like it here. I got this condo over there, but I hate it here, you know. But then finally I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. To my wife, I said, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna make it a condo. And I just did it. But I don't think I would have did it if I didn't change my outlook on acting. You know, it's those little things like that. It's like a friend I had who he loved boats. And his wife was a principal, he was retired in the Navy, had the money, sent his kids to college. He's like, David, I wanted this boat. And every day I was going to the boat show, every day. Then one day I just bought the boat.
That's it.
And I said, you know what? It's 10 years later, and I still got the boat.
And thank you for sharing that, because that is magazines like that, walking through Home Depot and saying, what if I had unlimited resources, which is the truth, okay, what would I do? What would I buy? Is it okay for me to go look at it? Is it okay for me to go to Cartier or Louis Vuitton or a Porsche dealership to walk up as if I'm going to make a purchase? To inquire, try it on, look at it, engage with the salesperson. Here's another very valuable exercise, and it's one I've neglected myself that I'm going to start again, and that's called call it a money book or a deposit book. Okay?
Exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. Where you get a notebook, a blank notebook, okay, and you make a couple columns, okay. Number 1, the date. Number 2, the amount. Number 3,
the item.
The item. There might be a 4th one. I don't know. But you start with that. And the first thing you do, and this is all just up here, you start to write down deposits. Now the goal is that whatever I write down, and I do this all in one setting, I'm going to deposit $5,000, okay? And I'm instantly going to spend it. Okay, so I'm going to put the date down, today's date. Deposit, $5,000. Then I'm going to make a list of what I buy. Whether it's 1 item or 5 items or 10 items, whatever it is, I am spending that $5,000 down. Okay? The next day I bump it up. Maybe I bump it to $6,000, or maybe I go up in levels of 5,000. Okay, you get to play with that.
Yeah, I think Joyce started us off on $100.
Yeah.
So the first day was 100. The second day was 200. Next day was 400. Every day it doubled. And at some point, the cool thing was for me was at some point I had a psychological roadblock. And I went, I have an issue with that number.
Yes.
And I haven't done it in a while. Now that I thought about it, you thought about it, I'm going to go back and do it again. And for me, it was somewhere in the $20,000, $30,000 range, something like that.
Okay.
Bam, something up here didn't feel right. And start right back over, $100, $200, and then when I hit that level again, it changed slightly. Started it again. Joyce was after me to do this. Started again, 100, 200, 400. Then at some point, I went right through it.
Right. That is the goal of the exercise. Because if I can't say $100,000, how am I ever going to earn it?
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to ever ask you to buy a product that I'm trying to sell for $100,000 if I have so much emotional, energetic resistance to $100,000 and what that means? By doing this exercise, you start to do just what David did. You start to get a feel for. You're just saying the words 1,000, 2,000, 50,000, 100,000. I did it a couple years ago, and I was doing it consistent enough that I was up into the millions. Okay? Well, if I'm writing down $10 million today and I have to spend $10 million, what am I doing with it? I'm funding a foundation for my, I'm setting up foundations. I'm writing big checks to other foundations. See what I'm saying? So I'm no longer acquiring material things. I'm taking care of people I love, and I'm building companies. What if you had $10 million, what company would you start?
A Home for Women.
There you go. Okay? And not only just one, you could probably start a couple with $10 million.
Because you know what? Tomorrow you get 20 mil.
Tomorrow you get 20 million. So it really does, it starts to change your thinking. That's what I love about Rob Report. It changes my thinking. I start to think I could never imagine a $150 million yacht, but there it is. What if? Okay? Now I'm not attached. I'm not attached to having a $150 million yacht. And I'm not attached to it because the absence of me having a $150 million yacht doesn't say anything about who I am and my value and my connection to source. Okay? But the fact that I would give myself permission, John, pursue the yacht. Okay? Live the life of abundance. What would a person who owns, how would a person who runs a home for women think about her business right now, about her relationships right now, about her activities right now? What if you act as if you already own the home for women right now and start to move your thinking and your actions and behaviors and your attitude and your skills and your language and all of that, as if I run a nonprofit and have homes for women, and I have them all over the country, and this is my business model, and these are our values, and these are the type of people we hire. Okay, so you blow up your current experience and start to think about things that you've never conceived of before, and know that they're out there. And this is one of the things that scripting will do for you. So scripting, that's the technique we talk about this class towards the end, is the way of writing as if you already have what you want with the end result in mind. I love, okay, so first let me go through the basics. Get yourself a nice journal that means something to you. Get your favorite pen. You write a dedication on the page, okay? Sign your dedication, and then you start to script. Now scripting again is writing as if I already have what I want. Thank you, God, I am already financially independent. I love money and the opportunities it gives me. I attract money today from expected and unexpected sources. I make responsible decisions with my money. I learn new information today about money. See what I'm saying? I am divinely led to connections today for opportunities for me to have multiple streams of income coming into my life. I am led to the right bank to set up a savings account. I am led to the right person to do this deal. Okay? I am generous today. As things come to me, they move through me, and I participate in the cycle of abundance by seeking to use my resources to be generous to others, because there's more than enough. See what I'm saying? So I'm scripting about what getting more money, about what becoming financially independent looks like, sounds like, feels like. When? Not tomorrow. Not I will. Not I, but right now I already have it. And I act as if I did. And I embrace the abundance prosperity complex now. And I celebrate everybody who has abundance. Unless they get it illegal.
Darn.
But that's the thing, by honoring and recognizing abundance, and it doesn't matter, I mean, we could resent the $10 million basketball player. Well, guess what? Is there enough money for him to earn $10 million playing basketball? Yes.
Sure.
Does his earning of $10 million take any money out of my personal pocket? None whatsoever. In fact, what does it do? It says, John, if you were good enough at basketball, you could make $10 million too. Okay? So start to celebrate other people's wealth, other people's success. Not from the standpoint, and not from shaming or condemning or pointing the finger like they don't deserve it and they should do something with it. What gives me the right to compel or to think that I can tell you how you should spend your money? I don't have any right to do that. It's none of my business. Allow people to have their stuff. That opens up a door to allow you to have your stuff. Okay, so when you're scripting, you're using very powerful and affirmative phrases about change, about changing your thoughts, beliefs, about releasing today. Today I am free from, fill in the blank. I release and let go of. I am open to a new belief about. I receive the new belief in divine time and order. In fact, I'm open for it to come in an instant. Okay, so I'm talking in phrases where you can write. All of those phrases up there, you can use those. I am committed today. I am honoring my path today. I give and receive. I lift people up wherever I go. I show up available in my job interview. I am confident, articulate, poised, charismatic, passionate. People love me from the moment I walk in. I love them. I radiate light, success, opportunity, dedicated worker, engaged employee. People see that. I am already hired by this company. I see myself with a desk already. I am adding value, and this is how I'm adding value for this firm. In fact, when I go in today, I am full of ideas that I intend to share with them. Okay? Whatever it is, but you are focused in the present moment, and it's powerful affirmative writing. This is not a diary. Okay? Gratitude is one of the single most powerful things you can write, and you can write gratitude in advance. Thank you, God, in advance for the perfect job interview I have today. I know when I lay my head down, I did my very best, that I made a fantastic impression, that the people loved me, that I answered the questions with confidence and poise, and that all the doors are open for this or something better. Okay? And so I am thinking and proclaiming and declaring with affirmative word power. Why? Because words have energy. We think in words, we speak in words, we write with words, we type with words. Everything is words. The term word hate, there's one word I would recommend you eliminate from your life, is the word hate. Okay? Because hate has such a powerful, low energy vibration, and it instantly closes doors. Instantly closes it. If something is not a fit for you, there's a phrase you can use. Oh, it's not a fit for me. Atlanta's not a fit for me. I'm open for moving somewhere else. That would be the responsible thing, right? No one was forcing a gun to your head, right? You could have gone back to Italy in a heartbeat. Okay? But by assuming responsibility, you go, well, wait a minute. I'm responsible for any attachment. Which ones do I want to set myself free? What are the oldest attachments I can release right now? The oldest beliefs, the oldest resentments, the oldest experiences, the oldest low energy, the oldest discouraging things, the oldest opinions of myself, my oldest opinions of others that don't make me feel good. The oldest stories I've been carrying around. I am open and declaring I am free of those things today. And I cut them now. And I am open to new beliefs, new thoughts, new perspectives, a new story in a way that demonstrates the gift of the lesson from that experience and this person in my life. That is the language we use when we're writing and we're scripting, and we're doing cursive writing if we can. We're in the flow because cursive writing flows, and it's our creative artistic expression of our own hand. And so encourage you to use your cursive writing. And you script about the 5 things: health, relationships, career, personal growth, and did I say relationships?
Money,
huh?
prosperity, wealth.
Prosperity, right, money.
Spirituality.
Okay? You can script about other people too, not from the standpoint of controlling them or telling the universe what other people should do, but simply from the standpoint of, I see this person surrounded in light and love. I see them moving forward. I see them in perfect health. I see me seeing them in perfect health. See, sometimes somebody is sick. Okay, is sickness a part of our human experience? Yes. Okay, is there learning in sickness? Yes. Okay, so sometimes when somebody else is sick, we have a hard time dealing with that and seeing them in a frame of mind that really surrounds them with light. We resent the sickness. We hate the sickness. Okay? And that creates resistance. Instead, see them surrounded by angels, by divine restoration, by a peaceful mind, by getting a good night's sleep, and those type of things, and take your energy off of what they have, as if it means something about who they are, and simply give them the gift of being a human being going through a human experience surrounded by divine purpose. Script regularly, script every day if you can. You can script too before you walk into a meeting, before you're going to go give a presentation, before you're going to have a conversation with somebody. So it's your tool to use and develop. But I'm telling you, I promise you, I guarantee you that your life will change from scripting. Your life will change when you start to make this your focus of showing up available. your relationships will change. And either people love you and will come closer to you, or they'll go, whoa, this person wants to be available. I'm not safe here. And that's where in the magnets, the law of repulsion is just as strong. They're going to go ping.
See ya.
Oh, this person doesn't work. You know, but we're trying to make it work. But no, there's repulsion there. Well, that's okay. That's a gift. Being, they're not a fit. Let them go. Okay? But by showing up available, you're either going to repel those who are unavailable, or you're going to attract people who are fit for you. And therein is the gift. And therein is the gift of who you are as you're moving through this. And by allowing them, again, allowing them to have their opinions, have their life, have their path. And by honoring means, I'm not going to control it. I'm not going to keep you from something. I'm not going to apologize for something I'm not responsible for. I'm not going to take ownership of taking care of you. I'm going to care about you, but it's not my role anymore to take care of you emotionally. And those are important things to look at. That happens with our parents. It happens with our siblings, friends, exes, current relationships. And when you're looking to pay attention to that and these attachments, you want to look for those 1-degree shifts that move you out, that move you on a different path. The turtle takes one step in the direction he wants to go, knowing that at any moment he can change which way he wants to go, at any moment. But he assumes responsibility for it. Are there any questions about what we've kind of talked about tonight?
I do. What are the
Karen?
top things that
Sure.
you scripted about?
Health and wellness, money, prosperity, relationships. Thank you. Career, and your personal or spiritual development. And number 6 would be activities. Hey, I'm going on a hike today. You know, I intend to show up available for nature on my hike today. The weather's beautiful. You know, and I would add number 7 might be community or friends or family or world. You know, you can script about what's going on in the world.
I don't have a question, but more so a sharing moment.
Yes, please.
So all my life there's been turtles in every house that I've lived in. Growing up, my mother had a turtle that used to sit on a coffee table that I never paid any attention to. I just knew it was there. And then in my marriage that I had, I used to always buy my stepdaughter a turtle every country that we went to. Then I moved out and I didn't have a turtle, but I put elephants all in my home. And then recently with the just be, let me just be, because I'm always going and going. I've always been the hare. And lately the fable, the tortoise and the hare, has presented itself to me at 38 years of life. And for the past 3 weeks, the tortoise or the turtle has been presenting itself to me, constantly presenting itself. Slow down. And so I decided to go to the bookstore to buy the book to read it, because I hadn't read it since I was a child. And the hare took a nap because it was feeding so quickly I could take a nap. And I've been needing to take a nap. I need to rest. And that's been the message, rest. And then I walk in here. She and I haven't spoken or seen each other in a while. Out of the blue, come here. I walk in. I see the turtle. And I'm like, I'm slowing down.
Okay. This is your destiny.
That's amazing, see?
This has been your destiny.
So when you start talking about the turtle, I'm like, yes, one step at a time, you'll get there. When you get there, you'll get there.
Yeah.
So it was just amazing to walk in here and see the turtle.
There you are again.
There is a book called Animals Speak. And if you can get to the library, get that book.
Animals Speak?
And it will tell you what that tortoise or turtle or the rabbit or the hare, whatever it is symbol you want to use. And it'll tell you what that's representing to you.
And always take note of recommended books, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you hear somebody recommend a book, write it down, check it out. Charlene.
I wanted to share, I joined this group, I guess, in November. We have the day, the first day of script. I've gone through 2 of these books. And be very specific about what you want in your scripting. Because when I said, you know, I want new clients, so now I want new qualified clients, sellers or buyers of residential and commercial property and working, I mean, when I'm very specific, they come.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. So all I can say is when he's saying detail of, I want that blue Honda HR-V with a sunroof or something better, it'll come. So be careful, because I wasn't a believer, but when she told me she went through years of books, and I was like, and not that you're saying it's not a journal or a diary, because I went back and cried.
Sure.
Read all the stuff in November and December, and I haven't seen you guys in months, and I was like, wow, it's powerful, because the mind is a powerful thing.
Right.
Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah,
Charlene. And
thank you.
let me just reinforce a couple of nuggets that she shared. What scripting does, why it works, is a couple of things. The exercise of writing improves your specificity about what you really want. Because you might be going down a path describing what you want, but then as you describe it, you go, I want this instead. Or I want this, but I want it to look like this. I want this relationship, but wait a minute, I want it to go like this. So it helps you really start to get really clear about what you really want and what's really a fit for you. Secondly, it aligns your emotions, your beliefs, your words, and your behaviors so that it's one consistent and authentic track. Okay? It creates that alignment. And when we have that alignment, we're empowered. When we have that alignment, we're clear. When we have that alignment, we're peaceful. When we have that alignment, we can walk into a room and we know who we are and we know our value, and we're not attached to this illusion or that illusion. And we're able to really attract. That is what increases the magnetic attraction, is our personal empowerment and our alignment with what we want. After you write what you want down, say it right back out loud to the universe, and say it with the most clear, deliberate, empowered, passionate intention that you can muster, as if you are aligned with it. It will rewire your brain. It changes the way you think. Pretty soon, the way you're writing, it becomes the way you're thinking. The way you're writing becomes the way you're thinking, becomes the way you start to speak. Pretty soon, things that used to fit you don't fit you so well anymore, because you've started to identify that vibration that fits and feels really good. Got time for one more point.
One more point. When you're scripting and you're stuck, script for somebody else. This beautiful soul right here, when she was starting her real estate career, I would script for her. And I would make her read me what she was scripting. And you did some amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping.
Thank you for sharing that. I've heard stories of people when they wake up in the middle of the night, they see that as a symbol to pray or script about somebody else. Okay? But after they do that, they fall right back to sleep. Okay? So it clears you. Pay attention. Everything, the turtle, this is not coincidence.
Follow the breadcrumbs.
Okay?
It's called karma.
It's called karma, it's called spirit, it's called following the cosmic breadcrumbs. Whatever it is a message. There's no such thing as coincidence. Okay? It does not exist. Start to see your world that way. See your past that way. See your present that way. And give permission for yourself to see the future that way, so that you can align and go get what you really want and own it with the full authenticity and personal empowerment that you have within you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Please remember the blue bulb.